My book is called Beyond Palatable, a Manifesto for Unapologetic Women, and you can see it right there. And it is about all of the ways that women are conditioned consciously and unconsciously to abandon ourselves in favor of making other people more comfortable. And it shows up in our homes, it shows up in our social networks, it shows up in our workplaces, and it is costing women hugely, not just in terms of opportunities or in terms of energy, but in terms of our health. They had worked for a long time with different women from university students all the way up to C-suite executives. And I saw the same pattern playing out over and over again. They would take up space, be phenomenal, be there and loud and proud, and then immediately apologize for themselves and immediately shrink themselves back down. Approach was to bring all of these different ideas together to look at them through a new lens of nervous system regulation, safety. What does it actually mean to use your voice? What does it actually mean to be an advocate for yourself and for others? And why is that important? And it all just came together. I got a publishing deal and it came together really quickly. And since it's been out in the world, it's had a great impact. And it's clear that this is something that people are really waking up to and that they really relate to. I had a very tight deadline and a history of procrastination. So the tight deadline really helped me actually because I didn't have time to procrastinate. But working with Vicky as my book coach very, very closely through the whole process kept me aligned. She really helped me edit as I went as well. So on the other side, once the first version was finished, I didn't have a huge amount of editing that I needed to do. And I just knew that it would make the book better and my process more joyful. And also it would mean I would be more likely to be able to meet the deadline if I worked with somebody else. I didn't have any concerns working with Vicky because I knew her already. She's been a client of mine. She is absolutely phenomenal and somebody who understands me and my vision very well. She has a lot of integrity, and I knew that she would challenge me in all of the right ways, which is what I really wanted. And I really respect her. So I knew that any kind of friction that might come from being creatively challenged, as is usually it is kind of par for the course. I knew we would navigate seamlessly, and we really did. Working with her was an absolute joy, and I would recommend her to absolutely anyone looking to write a book, particularly if you're writing a book that is multifaceted, deeply nuanced, and needs to be dealt with care because like the topic of beyond palatable is not one size fits all, and it was really important to me as a white woman to approach this from an intersectional lens, not just to write another white femme lit book. I think there's enough of them, but to do something that had depth and brought in other people's stories. And Vicky really held me accountable to that vision. The process of working with Vicky was really easy. She starts with an investigation into your idea, really helps you get clear on what that idea is. And then on the other side of that, helps you to actually implement it and come back to it over and over again. The thing that I like the most about working with Vicky is that she is so involved and really, really gets behind the idea and champions the idea. She's so well read herself and so knowledgeable about lots and lots of different things. So she's able to bring in different threads that I hadn't thought of before and help me think about the bigger picture and make the book far more depthful and interesting as a result. Vicky, she's really supportive, very knowledgeable, really brilliant at what she does. And I know lots of people who've worked with her on their book who've all had absolutely incredible experiences as well. She's really the best of the best. If you're going to work with a book coach, I think Vicky's the only option. See the big picture so well and helps you really, really drill into what makes a good book. and what makes a good idea for a book. Because again, anyone can write a book, but not anyone can write a good book. And she really helps you to write the best possible book and do your idea the best justice that is possible. And that for me is what makes it so valuable.